Hi, everyone. So today we are live talking about everyone's opinions. Now, yeah, there's a lot I can say on the subject, so I will try to keep it short. But basically, stop listening to everyone's opinions. They're going to have opinions about your writing, they're going to have opinions about your books, but you don't have to listen to them. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to talk about a little bit of the definition of opinion to see what it actually means for us, how they can actually help us, and how we really should only basically whose opinions we should listen to. So, okay, so let's start. So I looked up on Merriam-Webster.com what an opinion actually is, and I found two definitions that were super insightful. The first one, an opinion is a view, judgment, or appraisal formed in the mind about a particular matter. So if you think about opinion, and the word I like to key in there is judgment. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. But basically, an opinion is something that someone forms in their mind about a particular thing. Kind of remember that. We'll come back to it. Also, another definition is belief stronger than impression and less strong than positive knowledge, which you can kind of use the word facts. Positive knowledge equals facts. So it's less strong than fact. So opinion is not fact. Definitely not fact. And so this is one of the great things about opinions. You can have a lot of, there are just so many opinions. And that's good because it means we live in a creative universe and we have, everybody has their own opinions and their own ability to form thoughts about things and form judgments about things. And that can be beneficial. I'm going to explain why in just a second. But it also can really hinder us if we take them the wrong way. So judgments are a good thing. They are meant to help us form our own opinions about what is good for us. They are meant for us to be able to filter our life experiences through everything that all of our past data that how we have interacted with the world and all of our past experience. Judgment is supposed to help us understand and make a judgment in a certain situation if something is good for us or not good for us. Great. The problem becomes when other people make judgments and force them on someone who is not themselves. So if someone has an opinion of you and they are sharing it with you, it's basically just a reflection of them and what they believe and what feels good for them. That's fine. That's good. And they are fully entitled to that opinion. However, do not have to listen to it. You do not have to take it seriously. So, opinions from other people are often a sign of their beliefs and conclusions, and usually their fears. Opinions from others, especially those honestly that are close to you, they fear for you. They want you to have the best life. And so they have internal fears about who you're going to be and who they want you to be and how they see the world. And they're going to sometimes project those on you. Maybe that's a little bit of a strong word, but they're going to share those with you because they want you to stay safe. But as we have learned about safety, it is not the best method for actually accomplishing something that you've never accomplished before. It's actually the opposite of doing that. In order to do something you haven't done before, you have to take steps that are outside of your comfort zone, which by definition is unsafe. And that's why it feels unsafe. And that's why it's so hard for people to change, because they are stepping outside of their comfort zone. They are doing something they have never done before. And this consequently is why we have imposter syndrome, but we're not going to talk about that today. So it's really helpful to reframe these opinions in order to help them benefit us. So how does this pertain to writing? Basically, people are going to have opinions of your writing. They are going to think your book is awesome, and there might be a few that think your book is not so awesome. And that can feel terrible. It really can. I promise you, one-star reviews are not something that authors love to get. However, one-star reviews can actually be we can reframe how we see one-star reviews. So I like to say, if I get a one-star review, great. That person did not like my book. Thank them for taking the time to read. Thank them for taking the time to review. And thank them for creating space for someone who will love my book. So basically, by getting a one-star review, I found a reader that does not fit me. So now I don't have to focus my attention on that reader. They've already created space for someone else to come in and love my book. So this is just a great way to think about 1-star reviews. If you have not thought about it before, I actually was like, yay, I'm now a real author. And now I have space for the people that actually love my books. And of course, you know, you still need the 5 stars, obviously. If you have only 1 stars, you might have to start considering if there's a little bit of grains of truth in there, something that might need to be tweaked in your book. But for the most part, if it's kind of out of the ordinary, take a deep breath, feel the feels, because it doesn't feel great, allow them to pass through, and then just let it go. Okay, so experts, writing experts, and I don't like to call myself a writing expert. I do not consider myself to be the expert in everything. However, there are a lot of people who have done this writing thing before us, and they have a lot of advice. And so, since I've written several books and I've been writing for several years, I do like to help other authors along the journey, because I learned a ton of things from experience as I was writing my books that help inform the way I write and help inform my process and help. And I've seen a lot of authors go through a lot of different things that can help me give you informed opinions that are still opinions, but they can help you move a little bit faster in the process. So, but there are some experts who will give you definitive answers. And if someone is giving you answers, you might need to think about that, because there aren't really a whole lot of definitive answers on how you should write your book. So you may have heard this: you need an outline to write your book. You don't. Every well-written book must be plotted before it's written. No. You have to write a certain way to write good books. No, you actually don't. You have to release X number of books a year to be successful. No. And you should distribute your books wide. I've heard this one too. You don't have to. So basically all of those things, and there's so much more writing advice out there. If something resonates with you, if you hear something and you're like, oh, okay, I haven't been distributing my books wide. And if you're not familiar with that term, it basically just means instead of going exclusive with like Amazon, for example, and only having your book for sale on Amazon, you basically distribute your book to all kinds of retailers, usually Apple for ebooks, and there's several others, distributing your paperbacks wide, things like that. So if someone says, yeah, I think you should distribute your books wide, and you're like, wait a minute, I've not been happy with the process I have now, that's a good idea, I'm going to try that. Cool. But if you hear that and then you say, but I'm happy with where I am now, I like my process, then you don't need to listen to their opinion. You see how it works? It's, if something resonates with you, if someone expresses something about writing, if someone resonates and says, oh yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense to me, I can use that to make my own writing process better, then by all means, that opinion can really benefit you and can help you improve and make your writing life even more smooth and efficient, write more books quickly, more easily. And it's just, that's the point of experts. Again, I use that word kind of people with writing knowledge that have done this before. When they share their opinions, it's basically to help you inform your own writing process. So I always say, no matter if I'm editing a book or I'm chatting with an author one-on-one on a call or whatever it is, whatever the situation, I'm like, here's some ideas, but you don't have to do them. They may work for you, they may not. But here are just some ideas to get your brain flowing, because we all have, especially us writers, but everyone in general has these innate creativity. And so it's up to us to bring that out. And if we can use a writing expert or someone that's basically been there before us and have done this thing a few times to inform our writing and help give us ideas to tap into that creativity, it'll be even better. All right, so I hope that helps. Definitely, last thing, don't listen to someone else's opinion if it doesn't work for you. That's long and short of it. All right, bye.